And now it gives me a lot of pride, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce our next person, our next speaker for her closing remarks. We have Miss Anna Joubin-Bret, Secretary of UNCITRAL, on stage right now for the closing remarks. Let's welcome her with a round of applause.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to deliver the concluding remarks for such a wonderful and eventful day. You will agree with me that there is so much to remember and to treasure that it's not easy to select the highlights, but I will try nevertheless. For us in UNCITRAL, the highlight was, of course, the signing ceremony of the Singapore Convention on Mediation. It's a great pride to deliver to the world a new international instrument, especially an instrument to further the peaceful settlement of disputes and international trade and investment relations. The Convention is now in the hands of its signatory states. We wish it a long and fruitful life. Someone mentioned today that this Convention delivers mediation to way more than half of the world's population. We in UNCITRAL are humbled by it, but we will continue to care for this Convention, we will continue to make it grow, and we will work with all of you now on its application and interpretation. The signing ceremony could not have been better organized. Everything was perfect and so well thought through. From the naming of an orchid after the UN Convention on the Mediation, to the mediate plates on the official car fleet. The sense of detail is amazing. Our special thanks go to the Minister of Law, His Excellency Shanmugam, and his very able team, from which I would like to single out two persons without forgetting all those who have worked on and behind the scene. I would like to thank Ms. Natalie Morris-Sharma, the chairperson of Working Group 2. She has already been singled out a number of times during this event today, but she deserves a tribute for her leadership and in what has become known today as the delivery of Natalie's baby. I would also like to thank Deputy Secretary Kok Hwan Han, who chaired the organizing committee of the signing ceremony and was in charge with his team of the event of today. Bravo and thank you very much. For a smooth signing ceremony, I would like to thank our Assistant Secretary General, Mr. Steve Mathias, and our colleagues from the Treaty Section in New York, for Arantxa Hirojal and her team that have been so instrumental in preparing for this unique event in the UN history. It is not often that a convention is signed by 46 countries at its opening. The New York Convention, that is such a successful instrument for which we celebrated the 60th anniversary last year and which has 160 member states since last week, started with 10 signatories. So I think we can easily do better with this convention now. I must also thank my colleagues, those who stayed in Vienna and those who are with us here today. Under the able leadership of my colleague Corinne Montineri, I don't know where she has disappeared, they have worked very hard on the preparation of the convention, and I'm sure that many delegations will be relieved not to receive our almost daily chasing emails and calls to make sure that all the formalities are ready for today. It was also wonderful to share this historical moment with so many delegations, practitioners, scholars, and other pioneers in the international dispute settlement from all over the world who have worked hard with us over the years to conclude this convention. We will continue to work together to further mediation and peaceful dispute settlement. We stand ready, and I take from your presence here today that you stand ready too. So let's go to work. In his opening speech, His Excellency Lee Hsien Loong emphasized Singapore's long-standing role in support of multilateral efforts and also in the arena of international trade law and peaceful settlement of disputes. Assistant Secretary General Matthias further stressed the importance of a multilateral approach in the development of the rule of law and delivering on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The first panel looked into multilateralism, international collaboration and rule of law in an evolving world from the perspective of international law, diplomacy, and business. The panel stressed the importance of multilateral institutions and instruments in facing the challenges of today, and the three panelists stressed the importance of multilateralism in delivering what business needs, namely predictability and certainty. And it's also the role of this mediation convention to deliver for peaceful living together, whether among states or working together in an interconnected and digital world. During the lunchtime panel on the negotiation on the Convention on Mediation, different working group delegates from jurisdictions spanning the continents gave us some insights into the drafting process, starting from the proposal for the Convention, the key challenges in the negotiations, the dual-track approach taken in the end, updating of the model law in parallel to drafting the Convention, and finally, the reservations. It was noted that the model law could be helpful in the implementation of the Convention, and further, the need to join efforts to strengthen mediation was further underlined. Panel 2 looked into what lies ahead for international dispute resolution in general. It was noted that legal systems and instruments are more often reactive to political, economic, and technological developments, resulting in reform discussions such as the one that is currently taking place in UNCITRAL in its Working Group 3 on reform of investor-to-state dispute settlement. There was a fascinating deliberation on how artificial intelligence might impact or change the future of access to justice. Finally, panel 3 looked into the rise of mediation and how to bridge differences for tomorrow. It discussed what remains to be done from a broad range of perspectives, academia, the judiciary, and practitioners. One conclusion was that with enforceability, mediation would become a more attractive tool. Thereby, mediation would reduce existing judicial caseload as a quiet revolution to dispute resolution, which could even be embedded in business relationships. In sum, I would like to refer to what has been reiterated during the day. A lot remains to be done, and today is just the end of the beginning, and you can count on the UNCITRAL Secretariat and its members to help with these endeavors. We will be back here next year for the launching of the first edition of the UNCITRAL Academy on the 1st of September 2020, as was announced by Prime Minister Lee. We hope that by that time, the membership of the Singapore Convention will have grown steadily, and we stand ready to assist all the signatory states and those that have not yet signed to strengthen their framework for international mediation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Joubin-Bret. Thank you, Madame. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we bring the Singapore Convention signing ceremony and conference officially to an end. It's been truly a pleasure being here as a host for all of you, and thank you for all being here for this significant moment for Singapore. Give yourselves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It's been truly great.